friends, this is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Sunday, August 3rd. I hope you've had a great couple weeks and are in for a lot of things today. I have some stitching, I have a lot of bags that I made, and I have bought a couple bags, and I will kind of go into some details on the bags that I made, how you can make your own. We've done school shopping. I haven't started knitting, but I did get the wild hair after looking on Instagram, which I've seen this one, unfollowed this one account for a while, and just decided I want to try to learn how to knit a blanket. Just very basic, but the colors were just so pretty, just as an extra mind release. And then I have a couple other announcement type of things, and that'll wrap it up. And I have haul too, as always I do. So my kids did have camp 2 weeks ago, and they had a lot of fun. That was when I did the majority of the bag sewing. And then last week we went to my brother's house in Jacksonville at the end of the week. And so just kind of taking it easy, figuring out where my stitching desire and what I wanted to do, kind of that was the beginning of the week. I was not struggling, but just kind of nothing really sounded good. That's kind of why I took a break to do some bag sewing, just to cleanse my palette, so to speak. And that's what I'm thinking the knitting might help in between projects, or when I get where I'm not really having the desire to stitch on something, but I want to do something with my hands. It would give me an extra outlet. I didn't bring it with me, but I did crochet during one of the weeks. My son wanted to do crochet, and I thought he wanted to learn. Well, no, he wanted me to make him something. I do not crochet normally, and so he wanted me to get one of the a kit, make it. So I made the dinosaur for him. It's not perfect, but his mom made it, so that was all that counts. So I just have kind of figuring out where my groove is, how I want to attack stitching. I do have young kids, which a lot of people talk about. They stopped stitching when their kids were young, or they were into sports, and that's kind of where my life is heading. I do not want to stop stitching, because the stitching for me is my outlet, my creative outlet, and creating these videos and all the bags I make and any of the crafts, that's my relaxation, and that's kind of the thing that I have for myself. So I don't really want to lose that. I do realize that my life is going to get busier, and so I'm just trying to figure out how to fit the stitching in the busy time of life. So I've kind of come up with a couple plans. I'm just trying out and seeing what works best for me based on what other people I know do. I just start all the things. I have a ton of whips, which the whips count isn't going to change, but kind of how I'm attacking the stitching, I'm trying to try out some things. So once I try some things and maybe come up with how it works for me, I'll share. But for now, I'm just going to keep stitching and sharing, and that's how it's going to go. So before I get into showing the stitching part, I do want to show some of the bags that I did make. So I have a lot of bags, and this is not my bag. I bought this bag from Nicole's Needlework, but I've made a lot of bags where I have the fabric on the top, the zipper, and fabric on the bottom, whether it's the same fabric or not. But this is housing one of my whips, and I don't know what fabric this is, but I just recently got this bag. I love Nicole's size and how she makes hers as well, but I wanted to try to make some top zipper bags. I've never made the top zip, and what inspired me, this is another bag I purchased, but Patchwork and Poppies, she always does her zippers on the top. And this is a patchwork bag that she makes, Jenny. that I have. This is also part of haul. And it's really roomy and it's easy to get the stuff in and out. That I really like the top zipper, but it kind of intimidated me. I also have, I think it's in the stack. This is a bag, which this is kind of this sizing. It's not the exact size I made, but what I kind of modeled my sizing off of is this is a bag by Blue Ribbon Designs, Belinda, and she uses the top zip. One thing she does that I did not do is she also puts tabs on either side of her zipper. I need to look up how to do that. It just kind of makes it a little bit more square. However, I do think I figured from the first bag I made, figured out how to get them without putting the tabs a little bit more square at the top. However, I feel like this bag, for me making it, is the quickest bag I can make. And so it was nice I cut out a whole bunch of them, and it was easy to put it together because when I was sewing the zipper, I was attaching it to the bag. I wasn't attaching it to a top, and then I had to create the bag. There's no quilting on the bags, which that also speeds it up. But I was in the mood, which I am kind of still in the mood, but also looking to try in the next month to work on some fall and Halloween, but I'm also trying to see what other, as far as stitching, other everyday things I can work on. So you'll see the one bigger project I am working on currently is something that I would leave up every day. The larger project I worked on last week was also something I would leave out every day. So I did make some bags with some fall and Halloween fabric because that was kind of when I was making the bags where I was. All of that being said, I am enjoying the top stitching. I wanted to share because a couple people were asking. I used for this bag. Now, I have made project bags before, and I've used Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, her video, which is very thorough, on just a regular project bag, not the most recent one where she has the binding on it, but just her. It's an older video. I can try to find it and link it. Let me make a note of that. I also, because I wanted to link this other video, I just searched on YouTube top zip bag, and the one I found, which is what I used, was from Celeste with Celeste Creates, and I will put a link to this one as well. And it's just, I think it's called Top Zip Bag Tutorial, and it is very easy to follow, and she uses a different fabric for the outside than the inside so you can see where it is. I will say you don't have to have prior knowledge of making bags, but I do have prior knowledge, and I have had trial and error of putting the zipper. Maybe I did it the wrong way. I had to unpick it and fix it or whatever. So I would pay attention to how they're putting, like which direction they're facing the zipper when you're sewing, because how you sandwich it, it has to be a specific way in order for the zipper to come out on the top or on the outside first towards your inside fabric. I did purchase, when I decided I wanted to make some, it was before the top zip, I knew I wanted to make some more project bags because I have been purchasing a lot of fabric that I enjoy, and so I want to make it into bags. I bought a bolt of heavyweight fusible fleece 973 FW1 Pellon from walmart.com, and if I can find it, I'll put a link below. It's fusible on one side. It is a huge bolt, and I want to say it was $60 for the whole bolt, which is very inexpensive, especially when you go to purchase individual packages or you buy it by the yard. Just to buy the whole bolt, if you are planning to make bags, it was it made a lot more sense. I also bought a bolt of the Fusible. It's like Soft and Stable. It's a Pellon product though, to make the tote bags, because I was making a lot. Same thing. It made more economical sense to buy the whole bolt, and that both of those were, to me, great investments as I've been making more bags to have that. But that's the interfacing I've been using. So this bag is not the exact size I was making. I'll show the other size. This one, I wanted to use this fabric, which is a Minikin Simpson from last year, but I had already cut it, and this was the size I could make it. So it does have a different fabric on the back, because these were fat quarters, and you need more than a fat quarter if you want the front and back to be the same. And then the inside, this is a Teresa Koget, and this is part of that line. This was I wanted the front fabric, and so I just mixed and matched. I like to buy either the By Annie zippers, or these are the YKK. They're bigger, and I feel like they're easier to tie. The other bags they have different ribbons tied on them, or if you want to put like this is from 5 Times Blessed. Now this is a smaller zipper. Belinda uses, these are still YKK, but these are more of it's a smaller zipper, which is fine as well. I just like the bigger zipper. So this is more of a square opposed to the rectangle that I was making. And I think I need that project. I don't think I wrote it down. I forget the exact size, but I can put in the description where I put the size that I landed on. It was completely random. Like I said, I used this as inspiration. I didn't have this bag with me. This is the one I purchased to get the sizing, but I laid a full sheet, or in this bag, this has a book. So I laid it down on my fabric when I was cutting it to kind of see if I wanted to put it in here, how big it would need to be. And that's how I landed on the size of fabric I landed on. So this is a Blackbird one, and on the inside is that Teresa Koget stripe. And this is what I mean. On the zipper this is some Lady Dot rickrack that I just tied as a little bow. So that's one of the bags I made. This is another. This is in the fig tree fabric. And all of the fig tree fabric I had bought half yards. So a half would make the front and back, and you still have a little extra. And then you need a fabric for the lining. So this lining is the same. So I was able, with the half yard cuts, to get a front and a back, and then a different fabric, but the whole inside is the same fabric. I was able to get that with the other half. And then I have a little bit of extra that I could make the back of a pillow. I could make a little thread bed, but I don't have enough to make another bag. So if you want to make multiple bags this way in this size, you do need to buy more than a half. But I mean, how many? I could make different combinations. This one is the alphabet. This is also from the Fig Tree Agatha Road. And the inside of this is the orange flowers. And this has some Lady Dot ribbon as the... And for the zippers, I just purchased a multi-pack from Amazon, but you can purchase, like, if you want them all, this is the one. I've also bought the By Annie zippers, but you can also purchase like all of the same color from some different Etsy shops, I know for sure. This is from the Home Sweet Haunt line. I love this line so much. This is one of my favorite of the bags. And then I used the ghosts in the inside. A lot of times I just put a plain fabric on the inside, but this time I decided I want to use one of the patterns. This is from the Tilda, the Wallflowers line, and I thought this looked fall. And this fabric I actually bought when I was at Little Red Hen because I knew I wanted to have a like fall bag. I know this is a lot of bags. This was some of the extra French General I had purchased when I was making the tote bag I made. And this has a pull, which I have the other pull. I bought 2 of these from Vintage Cottage Stitches. And I'll link her Etsy shop. She has a Flosstube as well, but it's a whole bunch of buttons. And I have the other one on my scissors. And this one I didn't have. Actually, I don't know why I didn't use the same on the front and the back. For some reason I put I don't know why I did this, but I did have enough to do them both the same. So the front is the red flowers, the back is the tan, and then the inside it's the opposite. So this and this is another one which has a story to the stitching. This fabric, which is a funny story, I had this fabric in fat quarters, and I did have to use different ones for the front and the back, and then the inside has 2 different fabrics as well because I only had it in fat quarters. Now this mushroom fabric I originally saw, or I thought I originally saw it on Sarah's Stitchery. She had some folders made for her and Sarah, who is Handmade by Sarah W. And I thought, oh, I love that fabric. So I ordered half yard of it. Well, I was searching for the Tilda fabric, and this fabric line was made into a fat quarter bundle by Primrose Cottage, and I had already purchased the fat quarter bundle. So since I was in the bag making mood, I went ahead and made the bag, even though it's all kind of mismatched, but these are similar enough, and the reds on the inside are similar enough. And so I apparently really liked that fabric because I bought it, and I also had already bought it. And then this one, this is the By Annie zippers, and I bought these from Fat Quarter Shop, and this was a double zip, so it has 2 zippers. This is another one from the Home Sweet Haunt line, and I just tied little bows with some twill tape on here. And the inside of this one is the spider webs. Oh, and I also, let me go grab the other one that I made. That's another one of my favorite. This has a project on it that I kept trying to start, and then I have like 2 stitches in it. But this is also from the Home Sweet Haunt line, and this one I think is one of my favorites, and it has this green the spider web one on the inside. And then what I did is I had some extra of just a piece, and I just ripped it and of the fabric and tied it on as a little zipper pull. But I thought that was really cute. This is one of the whole Home Sweet Haunt line I just love, and I am going to use the scraps of that to make a table runner. I haven't gotten around to making a table runner yet because I have the sewing machine downstairs still, but then we've been busy. So let me pick these up because I'm not sure which ones have projects in that I actually worked on. But so as you can see, I made a lot of project bags. I already own a lot of project bags. However, my issue is that new fabric comes out that I want to have a bag in. So I'm really glad that and not that I will never buy a project bag because I love other makers and I like supporting other small businesses. But I do feel like If it's fabric that I love, like I know Tilda has a new Christmas line out that I've already pre-ordered, I will be making some bags in that. So as new fabric comes, or fabric I have already, I'm just going to try to make my own. And eventually, if I make too many, I might sell some of them that I make. But right now, it's just for fun, and I'm not really selling the bags. So that's a lot of bag selling, or a bag making. I promise I did stitch. I didn't finish anything, but that was a lot of one of the weeks was making bags. Then I also, as far as stitching goes, I showed that one already. I did fill in a little bit on the gather in. You probably won't even be able to see what I filled in, but this is the gather in as from Plum Street. So I was working on trying to fill in the white. I don't have a lot filled in, but I did get some more of the barn or house or whatever you want to call it filled in. So this is coming along. I mean, I have a lot more to do. I would like to try to have this done this year, but I'm not sure if that is going to be possible or not. Just because I said my life is about to get very busy with my kids, and I recognize that, and obviously they come first. But the stitching helps to keep me sane. So I will still stitch. I am going to be stitching another model for Little Robin, and so that's going to take precedence over my own stitching. I didn't stitch on this, but I did get this out. This is in this bag. This is Halloween at Hollyberry, and I'd like to get back to this year. I don't know when. This is on Dove by Weeks Dye Works, and it's so pretty. So this is, I had gotten this out to work on as a big project. There's nothing in there. Let's see. Oh, this is I'm sorry, I'm a little discombobulated today. I just have a lot of things to show. So my small that I'm trying to work on, I haven't restarted it yet, is I'm going to stitch this one October 31st using Onyx, and I don't know if that's let me see. I don't know if that's the called for or not. Let's see. It's Onyx by Gentle Art. So I have Onyx by Weeks Dye Works. And then I got this idea from Tara Sully Stitches, and also I know that Jordan, the tattooed stitcher, has been using this color. This is called Beige Gray by Extra Designs. It's really pretty. So I'm going to stitch that October 31st on this. The called for is Gray by Weeks, I believe. Or no, Tombstone by R&R. And here's more of a close-up picture. So I really want to get that done. And so I have that as my small to be working on. And it's not, I mean, that would take me probably a day or two of stitching time. Probably 2 days. So that's what is in this bag. I also purchased, which is in this bag, some of these adorable cat scissors from Lindy Stitches. They're Kelmscott. And then I put my little ghosty bottle that I bought from, this is from Roveris, but I purchased it from Kingsland Needle Arts on Etsy. So I have that going on. And in that bag also, I haven't stitched on this year, but that's what's in here, is my Bittersweet September, which I started last year. I have loved this one for a long time, and my friend Peter, for Pete's sake, he recharted this for me so that, I think he did it so that the P is big. because that is my last name. Let me see. I have the little, or no, he made it so that the J was big for Jessica. So I want to get, and this is my progress on that. And I think that this is, I was telling someone else the other day this. Some of these things I haven't written down what I've been doing. And so I'm pretty sure this is Maple Bar by Cedar River. But this is another project I would like to get this done this year. And this is a small, it would not take very long to pick it up and get it working on. So that is definitely one of my goals, is to pick up. I still will start things. My starting is definitely slowed down. I have found some projects that I would like to get done, or just if I'm going to start something small, try to get it finished. So, for instance, this is the one I kept trying to work on. I love this. I had this kitted, and I thought they're smalls. They will not take that long to stitch up. So I did cut the fabric, and I mean, this is my pathetic little start that I have. I mean, I kept getting distracted was what my problem was. This was a kit I had purchased when it first came out from Michelle at Farm Girl Dry Goods. I don't think she has it kitted anymore. It has all the floss. It has the fabric, the finishing. I might change I'll probably use the fabric for the backing, but she had kitted it with this orange trim. I will use the natural like Brenda did, but these would not take very long. So I would like to try to get some of these smalls finished so that I can kind of get them off of my mind and my plate and have some more finishes. So I'm trying to get those done. All right, then in this bag, which I'm sure everyone will be laughing, but this is in complete Jessica fashion. I had talked about this chart, which is a daily reminder. I love it. I love Brenda. I love everything Brenda does. And I was having a hard time on the dark fabric, so I decided to restart it on a light fabric. I left my dark fabric start because I knew myself, and when I restarted it, it was kind of I had been thinking about it, but it was also semi on a whim, and I thought if I want to go back to the dark, I don't want to have cut the piece up, because I did have this whole flower done, and so I thought at the very least I'll unpick a little of this house and I'll make that into a pincushion. Well, I don't know what got into me, but one day I said, let me just try the dark fabric again, because I really do like the look of it on the dark. I loved Deanna, who is Vintage Cottage Stitches, who I bought this from, is who did the light. I've seen also Crafty Mimi of 6, I believe is her Instagram handle. She did it on light. Gorgeous. Something about this dark, it just kept calling my name. And I thought, let me just give it one more try. So I did, and I was successful. So I think I'm back to, I've done enough now that I'm pretty committed to doing it on this dark. This is Dark Soil by Extru Design. I think I'm going to just stick to this at this point. I was able to go in, finish off the whole house. I did this little motif, and then I got up to the words, and it's not ironed because I'm going to wait till I'm done to iron it, but that is where I'm at. This, it's still a little ways off from being done, but if I spent a good week on this, I could have it finished. So if you restarted it on the light, it's still going to be pretty. I really do like it on the light fabric. However, it was something about the dark. It just kept pulling me back in. And so I went back to the dark fabric. So that's partially also why sometimes if I change my mind, I might change it back. You never know. I'm crazy like that. Let's see. This one I just had kitted. Some of these are just kits. I would like to do this one at some point this year. I was watching a lot. I do not know how I got down this rabbit hole either. I went back and was watching all of the Attic, their old videos. There is so much inspiration there. It's so enjoyable to listen to all of the ladies of the Attic, but especially I love seeing Jean and Carolyn together. It just warms my heart. I just love it. So, and Jean was so much start all the things, which I love that. Just a lover of all things needle art and cross stitch, and she had all of them there. They have such a love for the craft, and it's just so fun to watch and be inspired. And that was kind of where I was at. I needed inspiration or direction of what to do, and so I went back and was watching their videos, and Jean finished this, and so did Mary, who is also on their videos now. She was on some in the past, and she had finished this, so it really made me want to get this out. I also purchased this bag. I am in Jess Como Stitches in her Patreon, and so she had offered these to Patreon members to buy. This is also from the new Wallflowers line, and I have lots of bags in this now. I bought one from Paint and Leaf Co. I've made a bag in this fabric. I bought this little mini bag, and this is also part of haul. I asked if I could order a custom bag in this. Love it. I love her folders. I had been using the Blackbird one I got from her, Jess Como Stitches, for my, what's it called? Anniversaries of the Heart. And so I really wanted to have one in the Tilda fabric. And if you watch me, you know that Tilda is my favorite. So I have a whole little Tilda Wallflowers family of bags. Okay, let's see. What else do I have for whips? I was on Instagram and I saw Christy from Half Pwn Stitches. She had started Marianne Farmer by the Scarlet House, and I was in watching the Attic videos. Tanya from the Scarlet House, which you'll see other things I want to work after I was watching her showing things on the Attic's video. But I had this kitted up to stitch along with Sean, the Periwinkle Stitcher, and Rika, who is House of Stitch and Stash. And Rika made myself and Sean and her, or she made one for herself, and she made one for Sean and I, and or Sean and me and Linda. I believe she made one for Linda, but these are to put our Marianne Farmer in. So I decided to get it started. Very enjoyable to work on. I didn't get that far, but I did get it started. This is on 40 count overcast, and I am using the NPI silk. And so I went all the way across the top with this, like a single strip of the border. I love this because I love at the top, it's strawberries. Rika and Sean, I know for sure, they are using a 103 conversion from the Attic, and Christy from Half Pwn Stitches, she's using the DMC conversion, and I'm using the NPI. So you can use any of the floss, and they all are beautiful. So I have that in my get back to. Then I don't think I redid this one yet. No. So this is still a waiting in the wings. This is the project I've most recently been working on. I don't know what got me pulling this back out, but Gifts of this Season, this one right here. I bought the book as well, but I purchased the kit from the retreat from a D-Stash group, and so I had already had it in individual papers, but I love the Blackbird books, so I bought the book, and I think it's easier stitching from the book. So it's all the called for floss, except I did change, and one of the colors I added, which is Teal Frost, to have the dark part, but I did change my house to be dove instead of the red. So I used Teal Frost to outline it, and then I filled it in with dove, and the roof I made the Confederate gray by Weeks. But what I was able to accomplish is I finished off the flower pot and I finished the house. So this part is all finished. And this is on 36 count vellum by Picture This Plus. And this is the bottom of the sampler, and this is the top of the sampler. So it's not that big. I'm thinking next I'm going to try to work down this side, and then I'll go over and do this side. There is a name at the bottom. I do not know how I'm going to personalize it yet. I'll use something of my own, not the name on the chart, but this is a beautiful piece. And in this, there is also the chart for this larger sampler, which is what the other pieces were based off of. And I'm also greatly anticipating, and that's what's in this bag. And so I felt like the colors in the bag, it's just, it all goes together. I'm anticipating the release of the chart that was from the Dying to Stitch retreat last year. That was like a booklet of multiple charts. There's a blue house in one of the samplers. I cannot wait for that to come out. I'm thinking it's going to be in the fall, closer to the fall Dying to Stitch retreat. Let's see, what else did I do? Okay, this is a plan, so I'll save that. You guys will be super impressed. And Peter, this is for you. I was going to town on my floral motif sampler, and this is also by the Scarlet House. So I definitely had a Scarlet House roll going at one point. But I got this thing out, and it was super motivating and inspiring to get working on. So I did. This is on 40 count graham cracker by Wabi Sabi Linen, Kitten Stitcher's Son. So I did finish stitching the whole rest of the border, and then I had here, so I finished all of this. I think I had started this flower pot, so I finished that, and then I came up and was working here, and then I thought I wanted to kind of work on the bottom, so I came over and did this one motif. But this was so fun to stitch on. I really got in a groove. I found my mojo on this for sure, and I'm going to get this back out and get some more motifs done. It was fun because each motif was a little win, and they were so fun to stitch on. And this is the one piece that I want to have finished by the end of the year, and I'm gonna do it. So I'm trying to have a small progress each week, and I was getting on a roll, and then I decided I wanted to work on, I was going to my brother's, and so I wanted to have something smaller to work on that was easier to see on 36 count. That's on 40. I can see it, it's not a problem, but I didn't really want to take that with me. So I did, to take to my brother's, I ended up doing a new start on Grace on Thee, which I have my whole bag of patriotic that I'm just pulling from as I decide to start something. The patriotic starts are kind of whenever I feel in the mood to start something patriotic, I'm just going for it. The other things I'm trying to be a little more particular on And I have this. This is in another bag, which I don't think I ever showed. This is also from Jenny at Patchwork and Poppies. This is a Oh My Stars, it says, from, I can't think of what her name is right now. 5 Times Blessed. And I have also in here that my Kohanas with my flag American, or not, it's a flag from, this is a free chart from Thread Milk Design, and I made these as a table gift one year, and so I have this on my patriotic scissors. I'm using all the called for colors. The called for fabric is French vanilla. I didn't have that, so I'm using creme brulee, which I think is a little more yellow, but it's looking good. So, and this is what I did when I was gone. So I went ahead, and this is much larger than I thought it was going to be. This looks really little. I mean, I knew it was going to be a lot of fill-in because that house, but I mean, this is a decent size. So I got the flag done, I need to fill the white in on the flag still. I got the words across the top. So this is the width, and yeah, it just goes down from there. But I love this. My favorite part, I love the house, of course. I love these topiary trees with the quilt stars in them. So pretty. So this is in my, whether I keep going on this or I pull out another patriotic whip or start another patriotic piece, which after watching Tara Selly Stitches, this is why I'm trying to just go with the flow and not necessarily have a plan, because I keep getting distracted. Tara was showing her 1776 sampler, which is from Teresa Kogut, and I meant to pull the chart out. I might have to get started today. We'll see. But I love this bag. I thought it looked patriotic. This is Liberty of London fabric, which is another favorite. And I love Jenny's bags. She has some amazing bags. I have a couple pre-ordered right now. You can go to her website, which I can link that as well. Let's see. Patchwork. Her bags are awesome. I have another bag to show too that she sent as like a thank you. I'll just show it now. Look how cute. You can order this bag on her website right now. It's Liberty of London Patchwork. This is the perfect size bag for a small chart, and I just love it. It's so cute. So, and Jenny's so sweet. Okay. Let me show one plan I have is, so what is this? My chart is escaping the bag. So my big kids start school on the 11th, which is a week from tomorrow. And so I might start this before or on the 11th. I just have it kitted and ready to go. It is the chart, and I'm going to do this for all my kids starting school. And it is Try to Mark Well. I've had this in my stash, and I've wanted to start it, but I keep not starting it. What I am going to do is instead of the name at the bottom, I'm going to put all 3 of my kids' initials. I saw this on, I forget who. I'll put right here who it was. I took a screenshot, and of course I don't have the name. But whoever it was and wherever they posted it, it was in some group. They did it on a black fabric, and the letters were white, and it looked like writing on a chalkboard. And I thought, how appropriate is that for back to school? So I took a screenshot of all her colors, and she used a silk weaver fabric, and I don't have that, but I did pull all of the colors that she used. And this is 36 count chalkboard by XJU Designs. And this is kind of what got me started on the going back to the dark fabric because I'm like, I am doing this. I don't care what I have to do. I am stitching on this dark fabric to do this piece. And so then I'm like, let me just try the daily reminder again. But this is the colors and this is the chart. And I am so excited to do this. And I'm really excited to start a tradition of starting something for my kids back to school. And I know Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, she started it, I think it was last year or the year before, when her son was going to school. She's starting some type of stitch for the beginning of school. And so I thought, what better piece than to do this, try to mark well. My kids are all in elementary, and you always have to write with the alphabet. So I love this, and I'm really excited to do this. And I had to put it, this is like I've already shown it a couple times. I think this is the cutest bag. I love the hedgehogs with the pins. I don't think you can buy this fabric anymore. After I bought this bag from Blue Ribbon Designs, I tried to get another one with the fabric, and I can't find the fabric, but so cute. And then Tomato Love is the little 5 times blessed I have with it. And there's tomato on it. So excited about that. That's part of the plans. Keep working on the floral motif. And then I have kind of my loose plan of what I'm trying to work on. We'll see how it goes. As you can tell, I watched Tara this morning. I'm not done with her video, and I already want to start the other patriotic piece. So as far as the patriotic stitching, I'm just kind of, as I get motivated, I'm starting the things. My goal is to have a lot of them finished. If I just have a lot of patriotic starts, that's fine, because even though patriotic season, so to speak, is to me like the summer and 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, you can have patriotic out all the time if you live in America. If you live somewhere else, you can have it out. But I really like the colors. I've talked about this before as well. The red, white, and blue on a neutral fabric, it's very pleasing to the eye, in my opinion. So however that happens, I've also been considering, and I'll take a photo. I don't know if I said this or not. I think I did last video. I am moving some things. First of all, I'm doing a definite deep clean of my house, organizing once the kids get back to school. And I also am trying to work on reorganizing the decorations on my walls. So I bought some more shelves to put in my bedroom to kind of house like off-season stitching, so I can still look at them, but I have somewhere to put them. The ones I switch out as far as like frames and things like that. But I'm thinking about making my living room, which is being taken over kind of by our playroom, but once I clean out the toys and send some to Goodwill, hopefully I can retake over that room. But on the walls, no one's touching the walls. I have some shelves, and I'm thinking of decorating all of that with the patriotic. And then I purchased some like wooden boxes. Tara had showed them for Sully Stitches, and I'm thinking about they have things to hang them on the wall, hanging them up, and then putting my patriotic smalls in there, and having that whole room be decorated in like patriotic red, white, and blue all the time. So we'll see. If I do, I'll take a picture. If I don't, I'll show you where I put the patriotic stuff. I also wanted to briefly talk, and Tara goes into immense detail on this, and you can also go over to Rachel at Needle and Flax. You can go to her YouTube channel, and she talks about it on her latest video. She has started a Patreon, and I have so enjoyed stitching on her linen. She has great colors. Sometimes it's hard to get the fabric. She's dyeing all the time, but it's in such high demand, it sells out when it hits shops. Sometimes immediately, most of the time it's within the week, if it's not within the first day of getting to the shops. So she has decided to start a Patreon. She has 4 different levels. The second level is the level you have to join if you want to be able to have access to the secret shop. And with the secret shop, she is having special pre-orders for Patreon members only. She still is having pre-orders on her website, but I think she's offering more, or it's different colors or whatever to Patreon members. She's also going to have kits, she has so many ideas. I'm really excited to have joined the Patreon. But that second tier, I believe it's $12, is the level you have to join to have access to the secret shop. So if you don't want to join the top level or the second to top level, which are the ones you get linen in, joining that third, not the bottom one, but the third one, is how you can still have access to buying as you would like to, in addition to her website linen, if that makes sense. I hope it does. But she does have a limited number on the top 2 levels of how many can join, because she is shipping out either a half a yard or a quarter of a yard to those members quarterly. So if you are interested, you do need to hop on that now, but you can join. She's going to have videos there. They're going to premiere in her Patreon, and then she's going to release them onto YouTube. So if this is not in your budget, that is fine, but you will still be benefiting to her creating more content, which is so exciting. She has a lot of historical knowledge, and that's what a lot of her linens are named after. She's doing a First Lady series. So she's really fun to watch. I enjoy her videos a lot. And hopefully someday I will be able to meet her in person. But go and join her Patreon if you love her linen. I highly recommend that. And I'll put a link below to that as well. Okay, now let me just go into haul and then we'll wrap this up because it's already getting long. Okay, so Count On Linens, Jill, she dyes linen, which I've bought some linen of hers before. She just went to England and she has a great video recently, but I bought one of her Jane Austen project bag kits. And so it comes with all of the things to make the kit. And then it has a fob. I have that. And I did not know it was going to be this big. This is the Jane Austen needle minder, which is ginormous. And then she sent along some of this beeswax. And here is her Jill web. And Count On Linens is her Etsy shop. I don't know if they sold out. I do know she just dropped her new kind of summery colors. I bought this from 123 Stitch after hearing Caroline on The Attic talking about it. This is a great dark color, but it's a Zweigart based, and this is called Magical Gray. This is 36 count. And I just bought a piece from 123 Stitch in case I want to try this. Using as just a base linen versus a hand dyed sometimes helps when you're trying to stitch on the dark linen. That I will talk about in a minute. I did purchase Autumn Garden. You do have to buy this from the Silver Needle if you're interested. Tara just finished it. I want to kit this up and get it going. I did not have this one either. I bought this from Silver Needle too. This chart, you have to buy this from Hillside Rookery, but this is a patriotic one I'm wanting to get going on. I think it was Lisa Kindred Stitcher had showed this, and I think it's really pretty. I don't know if I necessarily like the words. I like the alphabet and the house. I don't know if I'm going to put those. I don't even know what it says, but we'll see. I like the idea of it. So I bought that. Let's see. That was the scissors from Lindy Stitches. From Kitten Stitcher, I did not have this one. I think this is so cute. A fine spot. It has a little frog on it. This is a great everyday pillow to have out. And I did not have this, Betsy's Autumn. And then she had this is like a limited edition, I think, or something like that. Or it's this month's color. It's called Goat Cheese. It's really pretty. By her son, the Wabi Sabi Linen is, and this is the color. It's really pretty, like creamy neutral. So I bought some of that. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I'm sure I'll find something. Oh, this is my other fabric. And then I just had bought a whole bunch of pieces to go with it to make some more bags. So maybe I'll have another bag of that. We'll see. This I bought from a D-stash site, Blackbird. Super cute. Let's see. This was also from a D-stash. This is a kit. Midnight at the Strawberry Garden. And the person I bought this from, she showed a picture. I took a screenshot where she took the house and maybe the scissor and the heart, and she made it into a name tag on a lighter color piece of fabric. So I would like to do that. I thought that was a really great idea. Oh, these are the other things I bought from 5 Times Blessed. I bought another sampler lever. I like to put these on the bags. Spooky. She had this pretty heart. A strawberry. And then this is like a little pin cushion I thought would be cute in a tray or a stitching box. I got some, this was from Rachel from Needle and Flax Valley Forge, 36 count. Really pretty color. And then on my Scarlet House kick, I saw this, and I think if I stitch, I'm probably going to wait to start this until after I get floral motif done, but I'm thinking I'm just going to stitch this as one piece of linen. They have it, it was a collaboration with Heartstring and Scarlet House, and each one stitched it on a different piece of linen, and then they have it sewn together down the middle. But I think I'm going to just stitch it on one piece. But I thought this would be a really pretty piece to have up all the time as well. And then I don't know why I've never bought this. I have wanted to buy this for a long time. And so I went ahead and just purchased it. But this is another great patriotic piece. It's not that big. And those I bought from Hollis Hands. These I got from Country Sampler. I saw Roberta from the Sable Stitchers. So if I enable you, I have been enabled from someone else as well. This is called Acorns and Crowns, and I bought the kit, but Roberta finished this part. And I got, Country Sampler has the house that you finish the piece on the roof. So I bought the house. And it comes all kitted up. I love Country Sampler's kits. And this one is also Chessie and Me. This is called Be Scary Pin Pillow. I believe this came out last year, but I just went ahead and bought the kit. So it's all ready to go when I am ready to stitch it. And oh, I wanted to show you the yarn also. So the dyer is Moon Glow Yarn Company, and this is going to be loud, so I apologize. Hold on. I'm just going to show it like this. She has on her Instagram a picture of her knitting a blanket in these colors. And it is so pretty. It's just a stripe. And so I thought, I am going to get this. I'm going to get some needles, and I'm going to figure out how to just do the stripped blanket. And I'm really excited about that. So I haven't done it. It's probably not going to happen till after everyone goes back to school and I have some time to breathe, get some other projects done. But that is what I have for today. I think that's everything. Like I said, I don't have any finishes, but I'm working on it. Maybe song of the season, if I can keep, or gifts of the season, if I can stay focused, get that done. I do want to go to my framer again and get a couple of the pieces, Noelle, and I didn't get the one done that I had done for my daughter Madison, and thought I had it. I think it's just those two for now, and maybe I can get gifts of the season done. We'll see. I'm not holding myself to it. Keep going on my other stuff. Oh, I want to show this. Okay, so my sweet friend Carrie, I wanted to show this before it went on sale, but I did not have a chance to make my video. She sent me the kit for her class, Carrie Tiger Lily Designs. The class is going to be part of Lindy Stitch's, what is the thing called? Oh my goodness gracious. Let me look this up. It is part of her, I think I wrote it down. I can only remember so many things. Harvest Moon Hangout. I knew I wrote it down. Harvest Moon Hangout, which is going to be September 19th through the 21st. You can buy a ticket now to attend the event. This class and Lady Dot Creates, I didn't check if hers is sold out yet, her class kit. But I know Carrie's kit is sold out, so you are not able to get the kit. However, you can still purchase the PDF, which you get the whole shopping list for the kit, which I'll show you what. So in the kit, she sent the pieces to make the bag, which I'm going to try. This is on my list to do soon. I want to make it with this, and then I'm going to try, and I heard Carrie say too, she's going to make the bag in some different variations. So if you were not able to get the kit, you will get a PDF of the pattern, and you can pick your own fabric. So especially if Halloween is not your thing, you can make this bag with Carrie in her class at the Harvest Moon Hangout using whatever fabric you want. Carrie gives the best detailed instructions in her pattern, because to make these, you're using foundation paper, and she has provided in the kit the templates. However, she has instructions on how you can recreate the template. So in the back, which I don't want to share the whole thing, she has, like, she shows you the template and tells you exactly how to do it. She's going to have detailed instructions. All of her pages, which if you buy the thing, they all have these photos, color photos, really detailed. She also gives you, which I don't know if it's in here or not, she gives you a link to, maybe it'll be, she will give you a link to a video where you can go and see how to make the bag. With, like, if you go to the class and you want to still watch it again, she does a link to show you. Her instructions are so thorough. it's very enjoyable. She also shows you, so on this bag, it has a binding on the outside. You kind of can see it on this picture. She gives you an alternative where if you do not want to have the binding, you can have the bag where it's like this. So there's no binding on the side. She shows you how to do that, and you're having no exposed seams on the inside. So if you have signed up and you were able to snag the kit, that's awesome. If you weren't, but you want to still make the bag and you want to participate in the class with her during that weekend, buy the PDF. I promise you, you can still make the bag if you don't have the full kit from her. And like I said, she's giving all of she's going to email you a shopping list of everything you need to buy to make the bag. So this is on my list in the next couple weeks to make it, and I'll show you the bag. I also want to use some of my other fabric and try to make the bag in other patterns as well. And if you watch Carrie, she says she's going to show you. So if you want an autumn bag, a Christmas bag, a French general bag, whatever, you can use her same starburst method, but use whatever fabric you want. And sometimes that's more enjoyable. If that style is not your style, but you like the bag or you want instructions on making a bag, go and purchase the PDF. And I'll have a link below to sign up if you just want to sign up for the Harvest Moon Hangout, and in there you can go and buy the PDF to join the class. So, and like I said, so it's the thing Lois is doing, Lady Dot, it's called Bat Squeak Crazy Pin Holder. And it looks like a witch's hat. And I don't know if the kits are available still. I didn't buy one yet. If they're still available, I might join that class. I did buy a ticket just for the weekend. It is during another retreat I'm attending in person. However, I mean, the stitching rooms are open all the time. The shopping, it's $15 for the ticket. And she'll have a shopping haul. So I don't remember who the designers are, but there'll be all kinds of fun stuff in there. So if you've ever been wanting to try one of her retreats, I would highly recommend. It looks really cute. And who doesn't like fall? And if you don't like Halloween, I'm sure there'll be fall stuff too. So that is all. I do have the winners for the giveaways. I'll put them here, what they were and who the winners were on this slide. If you were a winner, please send me, or if you are a winner, send me an email to sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com and I will get that out to you. This week I'm going to take a break on the giveaways, but in my next video, which will be next Monday, the 11th, I will have new giveaways. So I hope you guys get a lot of stitching in. I hope the information on how I make my project bags was helpful. And like always, if you have any questions or I don't link what you need, please send me an email and I will get back to you as soon as I can with the information to help you. I'm more than happy to help in any way I can. So I hope you guys have a great week and I'll talk to you later. Bye.